Hello, family. um, I'd like to bring a topic to you today that I think that is well needed. I want to talk about the power, the battle within the mind, the battle in the mind. And we battle all the time within. Um, within is where our spirituality lies, within and within our minds. Now, when we born into this world, we born with the spirit of God, but also with the spirit of the devil. You didn't know that, did you? Um, when Adam and Eve disobeyed God in the Garden of Eden, we became the earth belonged to Satan because of that. See, because Satan was able to control the mind of man. Satan was able to change their minds away from God. God said, don't eat off this tree, but we know it's not a tree. But Satan was able to convince Eve and Adam to go against God. He was able to do that. And because he was able to do that, to causing them to go against God, what happened? He became our God, the God of this earth, not our God, but he became the God of the earth because of the power that Satan had over Adam and Eve. Your God is truly the God you serve. It doesn't matter what you say. You can say, "Oh, I love God. I pray to him all the time and I'm close to my God." Yeah, what God are you serving though? See, you could say you love God and you could say you serving him, but truly, what God are you serving? The God you serve is your God. Like you got a lot of phony Christians go to church, know that they're sinners, know that they're not serving God, but they'll praise God, they get hallelujah and jump around in church like they got the Holy Ghost and the worst devils in the world. When they get into their home, what do? They let out the real person comes out of their heart. The real people of who they are comes out. So the battle is in the mind because Satan is trying to control it, just like he was able to convince Eve in the garden. Well, he is trying to convince us inside of us to do wickedness, to do evil things, to do things that's going to keep us away from our God. So it really boils down to right and wrong. Are you willing to do right? Or are you really willing to do what you want to do or wrong? The mind plays the most important part of your life, your spirituality, because Satan is fighting for your mind, okay? He's fighting for your mind because if you obey him, if he can convince you, then he is your God. Your God is the God you serve, not the God you say, but the God you actually serve. That is your God. So, the first thing when we come into this world, we come into this world with good and evil, and then the battle began. We don't know who we are until we grow into ourselves and start finding out what we like and what we don't like. And if you got a good heart, you're going to feel real bad when you sin or when you hurt someone, when you do something against God. It's going to bother you because you got a good heart. But if you could hurt someone and it doesn't bother you, you could bring chaos on a person and it won't bother you. You could lie and cheat and steal and it doesn't bother you, your conscience. Then you already Satan's own. You just got to come back to God. I do believe that we born either Satan's child or the Most High's child. Whoever you were in that first earth age when we lived in our spiritual form, in our spiritual bodies, whoever you were then are who you're going to born to be here on this earth. Now, if you serve God in your first earth age, then you're going to born in this world with the Spirit of God and you're going to have righteousness in you. But if you were born of the devil, you're going to have evil in you and you're going to love evil. One thing about the wickedness and the evilness of this world is that evil love wickedness, wickedness and things that are out of the norm, things that a righteous heart person would frown on, well, a wicked person will smile to and be happy. You see, a wicked person or evil person has to be fed evil things because that's what they like, that's what they crave for. They see their neighbor house being burned down, they rejoice because they have an evil heart. And they run to when they hear about someone is getting beat down, they'll run to that fight because that what feed their spirit. We feed our spirit whoever we are. You have people out there who was born into a wicked family, but they have a good heart, but they are made to do evil things. Those people, they can't live very long because the overwhelming uh, power of the evil things that they're doing, they become overwhelmed and they cannot take it too long because their heart object to it. So if you are a wicked person, you're going to feed on wicked things. You're going to do evil things and wicked things. But if you're a child of God and was born a child of God, you're not going to be able to be comfortable doing wicked things. And if you do, you're not going to want to live because you come to a point where it becomes too much, where you can't stand it anymore. And you'd rather be dead than to continue your life because you've had enough in your heart. Your heart just can't take it anymore. So the battle is truly within you, and who you are. Now you could decide, I don't want to do wickedness and evil. I want to do what's right. So I'm going to try and do what's right. Okay. And then you change from that wickedness and you ask the Most High God to help you to do right. But the problem is growing up in Christianity, being a Christian allows you to do whatever you want to do, and you could still be a Christian. If you're Catholic, all you got to do is go and ask the priest to forgive you for your sin. You have sinned. I have sinned. And you ask the priest to forgive you. But listen, the priests have no authority to forgive you. Only God can forgive you. The priest is no better than you are. He's a human being. He should not be bowed to and worshiped. He's just a man, and he's serving Satan. He's not serving the Most High God. Okay, we're going to get on into this. And especially my family. I know this, I'm going to upload this on YouTube, but I'm really speaking to my family who's going to see this video. Others, if they want to see it, that's fine with me. I'll be more than happy for them to see it if this is what they want to know, to watch this video. Now, you chose righteousness. That's the same as choosing truth. You choose truth. And if you choose truth to be true instead of phony, then you're going to search for knowledge because you're going to want to know what's right and what's wrong. You're going to want to know the knowledge of God. And if you're a Hebrew Israelite that is serious with the Most High God, serious about who you are and where you're trying to get in this life, and then you will search for knowledge. He said, you must search for my word as you search for silver and gold. Search for me. Now, we know silver and gold is not readily available. We know that silver and gold is not easily found. So, if we were receiving the truth in Christianity, being that it's the one that most people serve, if it was truth in that, he wouldn't tell us to search like we search for silver and gold. It wouldn't be necessary to tell us that. But he's warning us, letting us know ahead of time. Search for me, search for the truth like you search for silver and gold. Listen, we are living at a time where we are actually looking at the end. You may not be aware of what this end is, and you may not be aware of all what's going on, but you are aware of something is changing on this earth. Something is different here on this earth. And God is calling his people. He's calling his children to come out of her, come out of man tradition. Stop celebrating Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all these days that has been set up for us to worship the God of this earth. And the God of this earth, is Satan. The one world order has been in effect probably 400 years or more, because the one world order is the white man ruled the world. Actually, the white supremacies, they ruled this world. And that's the one world order. Along with that one world order comes his God, the God of this world, Christianity. We were forced into serving Christianity. And I want all of you Black Hebrews to understand that, and you probably do if you're studying, our forefathers did not choose Christianity on their own. They were forced to choose Christianity. Christianity is part of the one world order because they want the world, the God of this world, to win. So that was planned long time ago by Satan's seed to form this one world order and to enforce it with the Social Security. The Social Security number is part of that one world order. It's something that you have to have. It's a way the government can keep up with you. But I'm getting off my topic now. Let's get back to the mind. The battle is in the mind. Because, we are influenced by our parents. Our parents is our God when we born into this world. Because they make all the decisions for us. They take care of us, feed us, shelter us. So they are gods to us. But as we grow up, we get to see other ways of living, other people, and the way they serve their gods. And from that place on, you have to find who you are and who you're going to be and what God you're going to serve. I want to go to Isaiah. Turn to Isaiah 26 chapter and the third verse. Isaiah. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, 26 and the third verse. Okay. Thou dost keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusts in thee. You understand that? When you keep your mind on the Most High, you have a perfect mind because your mind is stayed on the Most High. Now, are we talking about literally perfect? No. But you as perfect as you can be when you keep your mind on the Most High God. Go on to Jeremiah 17. Jeremiah 17 and the 10th verse, and I'm reading from the Oxford Bible. Okay. 17:10. I, the Most High, search the mind and try the heart, to give to every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doing. You hear that? He'll give to every man the fruit of his doing, your ways. In these last days, he's searching for good hearts. Along with good hearts, good things come from a person that has good hearts. So if you have a good heart, you are doing good things. Now, are you doing it from your heart? Some people give to be seen or for other reasons, not from their heart because they just want to be good. So when you're good from your heart and you're doing good things, uh, you are judged accordingly. Do you have to be a Hebrew Israelite? No. God accepting you because of our downfall. God is accepting the Gentiles because his people chose to disobey him. And because of our downfall, the Gentiles are endrafted in. Those with good hearts, he searched the mind because, first of all, you have to have a good mind to have a good heart. You have to think good thoughts to have a good heart. So your mind plays a big part. There's a battle in it. Sometimes you battle to do right. You have to battle and force yourself to do what's right. But practice make perfect. So if you keep practicing to do right instead of wrong, you'll come out just where you need to be. So I'm going to read this again. I, the Most High, search the mind and try the heart, to give to every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doing. So this is for everyone. Watch your ways, watch your mind. See, when the mind start thinking evil, you should cut it off right there. Don't feed into that evil. Because if you feed into the evil, you become evil because you're feeding it. Whatever you feed. If you feed good thoughts, you dwell on good things and good thoughts, and that's what you dwell on, then you're feeding your mind good things. You're feeding your mind. And what's in your mind comes out your heart. Remember that. So the battle is in your mind. Will you do right or will you do wrong? Will you love truth or would you love falsehood? It's up to you. Now, I want to go to Jeremiah 17. I just read that. 17:10. Okay. We're going to go to Proverbs 27. Proverbs 27. Okay. 27:10. As in water, face answers to face. So the mind of man reflects the man. Whatever mind you have, it reflects who you are. Your mind reflects who you are. It doesn't matter. You could hide yourself for a while, but it always comes out because what's in your mind is in your heart, and what's in your heart comes out your mouth eventually. You only can hide so long. Okay, now I'd like to go to Ezekiel. No, before I go there, Proverbs 27:19. Proverbs. We'll first do 16:9. Proverbs 16:9. A man's mind plans his way, but the Most High directs his steps. Yes, we make plans in our lives on what we gonna do tomorrow, where are we gonna be 5 years from here. We make plans, but the Most High direct you when you are His. He direct your steps. And understand this, we don't go by what we see, what is physical. We go by faith in what we believe is going to be. So we walk by faith, not by sight, not by what we can see that we already know is. No, we walk by faith because we don't know what our Father is going to send us in to do. We don't know what our steps gonna be. Even though we make plans, our steps are ordered by the Most High God. So we walk by faith and not by sight. We have to have complete faith in the Most High. Complete faith. Because if you have complete faith in Him, you won't worry. Things won't shake you up as bad. Yes, you're flesh, so you're going to have fleshly reactions in life to certain circumstances. But ultimately, it all falls into the hand of the Most High God. What happens to us is in His hands. And that's the best hands you could be in. Let's go on to, okay, we're going to go Proverbs 27:19. Oh, I just read that. Okay, Genesis 6:5. Genesis 6, chapter in the 5th verse. The Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. The thoughts was evil. It all began in the thoughts. A serial killer or a rapist, they think about it and dwell on it before they actually do it. They dwell on what they're going to do, and then it gets so big inside that they carry it out. Before we sin, it muddles in our mind. We think about things. So if you're thinking about something that is false or evil or wicked, stop. Stop it right there. Oh, Satan is a liar and the truth ain't in him. You stop it and you dwell on what's right and what God wants of you. You know, this goes back to David and Bathsheba. You know, Bathsheba came out on her balcony to bathe every day. And one day, King David saw her bathing. He liked what he saw. So every day at that time, King David would go down to watch Bathsheba bathe. Now, if King David had of just turned his head the first time when he saw her, he wouldn't have muddled in it in his mind. But he didn't turn his head. He continued to feed into that. By watching it, he fed sin, and he kept feeding that sin until he had her husband, Bathsheba husband, to be killed, and he planned it. He had his soldiers to put her husband in front line to be killed so he could have his wife. But look, he had to pay an ultimate price for that. And because of that, the Most High God took Bathsheba and David's son, first child. He took him because that was a sin that he should not have fed into. Don't feed into your sin. When you know you have evil thoughts, immediately stop that evil thought. Stop it right there in this track and dwell on something good. You may have to fight it for a while. If you're trying to fight against evil and you're trying to do what's right, it may take a while, but if you fight it every time you come up with an evil thought, or you are evil, any kind of evil thing that you come up in your mind, stop it right there. Stop it. Stop thinking it and give it a good thought. Put good thoughts in your mind, not evil thoughts. Don't dwell on wickedness. Don't dwell. That's why we have rapists right now, because they dwell on it. Sometimes they watch a female or a male for a while, but then they end up raping them after they have dwelled on it in their minds. A child molester dwells on it in his mind or her mind. They dwell on it for a while before they actually carry it out. That's why don't feed evil. Don't feed wickedness. Don't feed these evil thoughts that come up in your mind. You may have a thought to go over and hurt your neighbor because your neighbor could have done something evil to you or your friend. Don't feed on it. Don't feed on it. And you may hate what that person did to you, but you shouldn't sin. He said, you know, don't sin. He said, be angry, but don't sin. We human beings, we're going to be angry. We're going to get angry. But that anger should not lead us to sin. And that anger should not allow to dwell in us too long. Never go to bed angry. Always fix your anger before you go to sleep. Don't dwell on anger, because some people do. They're angry all the time. And some people you can never satisfy. You could ask them, how you doing? Oh, I'm not doing too well today. Those kind of people stay sick all the time. When you always something wrong, you have a miserable life. You don't have peace. And it's all your own doing. So when someone asks you how you're doing, I'm doing great. I'm wonderful. And you don't have to lie about it. You know, if someone asks you how you're feeling and you don't feel well that day, you could say, well, I don't feel too well today. But don't dwell on your pain. Don't dwell on what's wrong inside. Don't dwell, oh, I'm hurting. No, no, don't dwell on that. Because that is what keep it going, is your dwelling on it. Words are so powerful. So when you speak, speak positive things into existence. Don't speak negativity into existence in your life. Speak positive things. And in order to do that, your mind must be clear. You know, the Father says that we should have no blemish, no blame, no spots in us, in our soul, our spirit. We must be clean in our spirit. And you cannot be clean if you conjuring up evil things and thinking evil and feeding evil. You cannot be clean inside. You have to be clean to serve him. He does not dwell in a house of filth. He dwell in a house of cleanliness. And this is true physically too. If you have a filthy house, clean up your house. He don't dwell in houses of filth. Now you might be dwelling in a house of filth. And if you are, God, he cannot dwell there. So clean up your action. We're talking about the battle in the mind. The battle in the mind. The battle is within the mind. Who are you going to let win? Righteousness or wickedness? Are you going to allow good things to win in your life? Or are you going to allow negativity and always complaining? Just like the people in the wilderness, they complained. They kept on complaining until God, and then they end up settling not where God told them to go. It only took them 11 days to get there, but it took them 40 days because they wasn't dwelling on what the Most High told them to do. They was complaining about the food. The Most High gave them manna. When they got thirsty, the Most High gave them water, but they complained yet still. So if you're a complainer, stop complaining because you have a miserable life if you don't. Stop complaining about everything. Things are not going to be perfect in this life. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to have aches and pains, especially as you get older. Expect it, but don't complain about every little thing. Things are not to be perfect here. He never said it's going to be perfect. This world belonged to Satan. Yes, we occupy in this world, but we have a God of the Most High. We do not serve Satan. We serve the Most High God. We have come back to our true love. He said, you come back to me, I'll come back to you. And that's what we have done. We have come back to him. Let's love and cherish him. Let's love each other again. Okay, I want to go now to, I read Genesis. I want to go to Ezekiel. Did I read Jeremiah? Yes. Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. Okay. Ezekiel 38. Okay. 10. Ezekiel 38, 10. Okay. Thus saith the Most High God, on that day, thoughts will come into your mind, and you will devise an evil scheme, and say, I will go up against the land of the unwalled villages. I will fall upon the quiet people who dwell securely, all of them dwelling without walls and having no bars or gates, to seize spoil and carry off plunder, to assail the waste places which are now inhabited. So we see, I'm going to read finish this. I'm going to finish this before I go on. The people who were gathered from the nations, who have gotten cattle and goods, who dwell at the center of the earth. Now, you see, when you dwell on evil, like the good book says, if you dwell on evil, you're going to carry out the mission. So start practicing good thoughts, practice good things. Stop thinking evil of others who may not even be evil. Maybe it's in your own mind. Stop the evil thoughts. Now, I'm not saying think everybody is good and don't think bad about anyone, because we have to discern spirits also. We have to discern spirits. We have to know if a person is an enemy or not. And if you discern spirits, you'll know. So I'm not saying to close your eyes to people with evil. No, I'm not saying that. You should know your enemy, and you should know those who come with a big smile and his hand behind his back with a knife to stab you as soon as you turn around. We have those. The biggest problem we face today is jealousy. And it's jealousy who destroys the mind. Jealousy is destroying our people's mind, because not just us, our people, but we have it really bad. Jealousy is what causing people to kill one another. Jealousy is what caused people to lie on each other, even in court, lie and causing people to go to prison because of their lies, because they're jealous. Jealous is part of a human trait, but when you take it too far, it's become evil and sinful. Jealousy, this is the way I see it. If my neighbor has a brand new car and I said, ooh, I might say, ooh, that's beautiful. I want one like it, but never want the exact one. That's covetousness. Covetousness is when you want what someone else have. You want his wife, or you want her husband. That's covetousness. You cannot covet no one. You might want one like it, but don't be jealous because your neighbor got a new car, or a new home. Jealousy will destroy you, and that's what is destroying most of us, is our jealousy. We got to stop it. Jealousy is evil. And realize you may not have the same career, or you may not have the same a good job like your friend. You may not have what they have, but if you work on it, you could. You see, people who are jealous are usually those who are lazy. They don't want to get out and do what you did to get it. They want to just hate you because you got it. Instead of saying, well, I could work hard and I could have one too. They don't think like that. They hate you because you got it. See, and that is evil. And they feed into this jealousy. They feed into it. People have killed for jealousy so many times. And I'm not talking about a husband walking in on his wife with another man and kill her, or vice versa. No, I'm talking about just plain old jealousy for no reason. Jealousy. So people, shake the trash out of your mind. Shake it out. Shake the trash out of your mind. Let your mind be filled with glorious things. When it go to drifting and you start feeling sorry for yourself because you don't have all that the world have, remember, you have a rich father who has it all. and he hasn't given it to you yet, believe me, it's a good reason. He give us according to our needs, our necessity. He give us, okay? He give us, but we have to understand that whatever he give us, it is to be cherished, it is to be thankful, it is to be grateful to the Most High God for every little thing. You may not have the world, but if you have a roof over your head and food on your table, let me tell you, that speaks volumes, because some people don't. Some people do not have a roof over their head. Some people can't even don't have food to eat. So you thank God for what you do have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Thank him for what you have. He'll give you more. But if you don't appreciate what you already have, don't look for more. So I don't want to go on with this topic, and I hope everyone received the message. And the message is the battle is within you. Only you could straighten it out. But one thing I forgot to touch on. Sometimes, and many times, people work witchcraft, and there's many terminology for it. There's many ways of calling it this magic, different ways, divination, sorcery, all kinds of different names that they call this magical work they do. And they do it because they're jealous, so they want to put confusion on these people because they don't want them to succeed any further. So they put roots on them. Okay? Yes, people do that all the time now because they don't want you to succeed. And if you're a child of God, you have power over that, but you have to know it. You have to know your power. You have to know who you are. You have no power of your own, but you have the power that the Most High has given you, and you're allowed to use it in His name. And He said, ask and it shall be done to you. So when you ask him and you go to him humbly in your heart and ask him to move this evil force off you and to stop the people that is sending it, to send it back to them with force so that they may stop working this evil against you. But from my experience, they don't stop. They don't stop until they're either sick and can't do it anymore or dead. From my experience, witchcraft workers, it seems like they have a need to do it. It's become a culture to them. They feel right about it, even though the Bible speaks so much against it. He calls it an abomination. It's an abomination to work that, but the people still do. So watch out for that, because sometimes you don't make it because people are working evil against you. Sometimes you can't get your business off the ground because you have people working evil to stop you from getting off the ground. Your thing is to know who you are and know how to fight this evil. And how you fight this evil? By giving it to the Most High. When people fight you, you got to remember, if you are God's own, the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the creator of all things, if you are His, then they are actually fighting Him. They're not fighting you. They think they are, but they're fighting Him. Now, let me ask you this question. Can they win? Fighting against God, can they win? No, they can't win, but they will not stop. So you have to ask God to stop them in whatever way He see fit. And I want to say shalom, shalom, family. I love you all, and I hope that you would listen to this video with an open heart, open mind, and I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope you got a message from this. And I also hope that you would work on your mind and that you would shake the trash from your mind. all the evil thoughts from your mind. Thoughts, evil thoughts bring on sin. Shalom.